All righty. Right. I am letting in everybody. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. There we go. We are recording. Let me close this. Hello. Hi, Cheryl. Hey, nice to see you.
Hello.
And Anne Marie. Hello. Hello, Jamie.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, Laura. Hope you're feeling better. I'm just going to check here on Facebook that I am here, which I think I am. Yes, I am. Tahira, I guess you got in. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Hello.
Hello. Great to have you here as well. And I will continue to let people in, or Stephen will. Yeah, so I'm really excited about today. Today's topic is from shame to claim, as in claim your power. And as in the former days, something new, Cheryl, by the way, I am like just letting spirit deliver a message through me. It's not really like channeling, like I said for day one, but I guess it is like channeling because we're always channeling, right? Our inner being, source. So great. I want to welcome everyone here this morning, and you can go ahead and mute yourselves. Then I will begin my message just to let you know how it's going to go today. I will share a message, then we will have some Q&A, time for coaching and discussion. We will have hear from one of our members today, or one of my Love Your Body students, and then we will have 2 door prizes at the end. And anyone who is actually, if you want to if you're on the Facebook Live, if you like the post, you can be eligible. If you comment is better, but you can be eligible for one of the door prizes today. So great. I am going to jump right into the message, which is about, like I said, from shame to claim, as in claim your power. And shame is such a common thing that many people experience, not just people who are interested in their bodies and maybe making changes to their body, or making changes to their relationship with food, having a more relaxed, enjoyable relationship with food. Shame plays such a big part, and actually shame is really very low on the vibrational scale. It is kind of like almost like a useless emotion, like guilt, but nothing is useless, because everything, it's contrast. If it's shame or guilt, it's lower on the vibrational scale. It is contrast, and it's there for our expansion. So it feels like it's a useless emotion, but it's actually not, because everything is expanding us. However, the shame and the guilt really keep us from being in our power. And our power, as we said on day one, is in the moment. Our power is in being in the moment. I remember a story when I first started living with my dad, or when he first started living with us. And I had this rule that no whipped cream, that whipped cream that you like that in the house, because that was one of my trigger foods, or that was one of my foods that I felt like, I couldn't control. And this was about 4 or 5 years ago. And he bought it, and it was there, and I had that story, and then I just like ate like half the can in one day, and I felt so much shame, and I was so embarrassed because I just started living with my dad. With my husband is here and all of that, but I was embarrassed and I had so much shame. And I remember it went on many, many days and even a week, that shame. And really, when I think about it now, if I were to have some whipped cream, I'm like free about it. And the food freedom has come from soothing that shame. It's not like I just like snapped my fingers and that shame started going away. It was a process. And therefore, like when I did have, like, say, for instance, the whipped cream, if it was in the house, and I would soothe myself and say, it's okay that I had that whipped cream, or whatever felt better, I would practice raising myself up the vibrational scale. So that's my whipped cream story. But it's really, to me, it is so important and so freeing to have these breakthroughs around shame. And I get little tinges of it once in a while where, if there's something in the house that I wouldn't normally buy, but somebody else buys, and then I have some, it's like, oh, that old story comes back up once in a while. And then soothing myself. So I want to go back to day one and talking about the power of now and what can we do when these critical thoughts come up, because that's all shame really is critical thoughts, judging thoughts. We are judging ourselves, we are judging our behavior. And as we said yesterday, it's not about the food, it's about our vibration. And I know that is, especially for people new to this concept of Abraham's teachings about food and body, that could be a difficult concept to wrap your mind around, that it's not about the food, it's about your vibration. But again, if we are spiritual beings, right, primarily spiritual beings, and we're having an experience in this human body in the physical world, and we are primarily spiritual, we are primarily energy, and that energy is what is creating our experiences. And that energy comes, where does that energy come from? It comes from source, and we are source, and our emotions are creating our vibration. So our emotions are creating our vibration. Our thoughts are creating our vibration. So when you have that, if you experience that, I mean, you may not, you may be listening to this and you may be one of those people that's not in that category, that has that, experiences shame. Well, good for you. Not everybody has this about food or body. Most of the time I'm attracting people who want to learn more about how to feel better about their bodies and their food. And primarily it's our thoughts. So what do you do, again, when you have these judgmental thoughts? And again, it's going back to your power is in the now. Your power is absolutely in the now. Stephen, I don't think you're muted. There you go. Ask to mute. So yeah, the power is in the now. So going from shame to claiming your power, it's in the present moment. So for instance, if you are having a thought or an experience where this experience is not making me happy, it's not a good feeling or a good thought, you can shift through feeling into it. And let's talk about emotions today. really the work of Abraham is leading us to feel into it. Feel into, what am I feeling right now? Right now. And it's okay to acknowledge the negative emotion. A lot of times, people in the law of attraction world, we just try and put a happy face sticker on everything and not acknowledge, not allow ourselves to acknowledge perhaps the negative emotion. But knowing where you are and then thinking, how do I want to feel? How would I rather feel? And that's what we do with the evoke method, which I'm going to post some evoke method sessions that I've done and point you to Gina Mallison's YouTube channel also, where she's the creator of the evoke method. And that's what we do, is help you move up the vibrational scale by tapping into your emotion, identifying what's going on, and then we transform that emotion. I help you, but really you're doing it, move up the vibrational scale. And that's what we'll be doing on Thursdays of the next program for anyone that wants to come in. It's like office hours. You come in, and anybody who wants to get calibrated. I personally get calibrated like 2 times a week. I'm in a program, the Evoke Method Practitioners Program, and we calibrate each other. That's what's so great about the program. So whenever I have like a wobble in my vibration, I can get calibrated. It's just an important part of my own personal self-care, of how I help myself stay vibrationally, on a higher frequency. So really, it's about raising your vibrational set point. You can get used to, and I did in my, former life, years ago, get used to living down here, maybe, in this range on the emotional scale. We're tolerating frustration and all these kinds of things, just living down here at this level. And then as you move up as you raise your vibrational set point, you no longer can tolerate that for very long. Like if I'm feeling, down here, I'm like, okay, I don't want to tolerate that. That just is like, I'm not used to feeling that way anymore. And so getting to raise my vibrational set point. And over time, as it relates, relating this back to food is my friend, food becomes easier, it becomes more fun, it becomes something to celebrate, which is what I call food freedom. So again, from shame to claiming your power is going back to day one, being present, being in the moment, because you can't be judging yourself and criticizing yourself when you're in the moment. So bringing yourself back to the moment. What are some other ways that you can do that? You can take breaths, take 3 deep breaths. And let's do that right now. If you'd like, you can close your eyes and we'll just take in 1 deep breath. And exhale. And take another deep breath in. And exhale. And take another deep breath in. And exhale. And I don't know about you, but I feel much more centered right now, even more centered. And you can do that at any time. I think we were talking to Anne Marie on Monday or Tuesday, or probably was Monday, about how if she's at a family gathering or friend gathering, she could actually go into the restroom and you could just like take a moment and center yourself. So that's one really powerful tool. I've been listening to Sarah Landon. She's a channeler, and she talks about this tool. It's so basic and so easy. So this helps you get into the moment. So imagine doing this before meals, during meals, after meals. Cassie in the Facebook group mentioned pre-paving meals. And I think in answer to something Anne Marie was saying about what you can do with family gatherings to feel calmer and relaxed about just getting in touch, getting present with the food and everything. And pre-paving is also, of course, a wonderful tool where, for instance, say you're going out to dinner or something with a group of people and you really want to have an amazing time, and maybe you want to pre-pave like how you're going to feel or the experience. I like to write it out, but if I can't write it out, I just think about it in my head, how this is an amazing experience, I'm going to have so much fun, I really want to connect with people on a deep level, whatever it is that you would like to create. So great. I am going to open it up for questions and comments or coaching. So I would love to hear your feedback. And again, I want to welcome Cheryl. She has been in my program, many programs, and she has received many personal private coaching sessions using the Evoke method as well. So you want to say hi, Cheryl?
Sure. Yeah, thanks. I actually have to get going in a few minutes, but I wanted to say hello to everybody and welcome. Glad to see new faces here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Now that before you go, then I'd love to, I was going to do this later, but since you have to go, let's do it now. Okay. I just want people to know a little bit about you and your experience with the former group coaching program with me, and the private coaching if you want to.
Sure. Yeah, I love talking about this. And the longer that I do this type of thinking and this type of connecting, the more excited I get about it. But I heard about Rhonda in 2020, and we started working together one-on-one first. That's how we got connected. And then I started working with her in the small group soon after that. So this whole journey for me has been, it's kind of a 3-step process so far, and I can't wait to hear what the next step is. But the first step for me was to get centered and to start to learn how to manage the thoughts that were in my head, and that they weren't all correct, and that, how to self-soothe, all those things that Rhonda's been talking about so far today. That was the first step for me, was just to rein that in and learn more about that. I started with meditation, guided meditation, and like instrumental music meditation. I really wanted to release pounds, but I didn't want to make any changes in that area yet. I was still rebelling, and I was still mad that I even had to be in this spot. And so the meditation was what really helped me that first full year of working with Rhonda and getting to know her and the other ladies. And then what did I do the next year? So the first year was get out of the fight or flight. The next year, it was make friends with food. I ate anything I wanted, anytime I wanted. I was ready. And so I just needed to eat all those foods I'd been restricting for so many years. And that is what worked for me. But continuing on in the small group and continuing with the women, still in the back of my head, hoping I could release some pounds, but not willing to do anything about it yet. Just wanted to eat. And just recently, I've been inspired in the most easy and positive way to make changes in my eating habits. And so I've just taken the easiest way I know how, and I'm starting to make changes in those areas. So now the momentum is building for me to start releasing, because I had to work with my belief patterns, which I learned with Rhonda. One of my big beliefs is that in order to release pounds, I had to eat less. And I wasn't willing to do that yet. So I have been meditating on being willing, meditating on finding the easiest way possible to do that. And just recently some thoughts have come to me. So that's where I'm at today, making small changes that are easy and moving forward in the momentum. So I like my story because it's a very slow story, but that's what I wanted from the beginning, was for this to be long-lasting changes that I wasn't, not a diet. I'm so done with diets, and I'm so done with anything. I won't even tell you what I'm doing today is a diet, because it's not. It's just what I'm doing that's easy for me. And so, but thank you for listening to it. But it's very slow, and I plan on being able to do this for as long as I wish. And when I don't feel like doing it anymore, I'm going to be done.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that. Yeah, we'll go to you, Anne-Marie, in a second. I just want to finish up with Cheryl. And what else has happened in your life? I mean, first of all, I want to say just watching your progression has been so wonderful and amazing. I remember the first time you started, it popped in your brain that, oh, I could enjoy my food. I could celebrate my food. I remember that.
Yeah. You mean I can make my own food and I can enjoy what I'm eating? No.
Yes. But that was a big aha. And then also, what else, real quickly, I know you have to go, has happened in your life?
I'm
thinking about your new business.
Oh, so I've had my business since 2013, but it's, when the quarantine happened, everything just fell apart for me. And so that's been coming back. And in the past year, I've been taking courses in dialectical behavior therapy, which is exactly what we're talking about, learning coping ways for our thoughts and how our thoughts affect our emotions, would affect our lifestyle. So I'm going to become a practitioner in this area in dialectical behavior therapy. So it's kind of an adjunct therapy to somebody who's going to counseling or therapy already. And I'm excited to add that. And I learned that, or became open to it, after starting this program.
Yeah, because like I said yesterday, I think, we start out with wins, and it's all areas of our lives that enhance when we make alignment our number one priority. Yeah. So do you have one more minute? Otherwise, if you need to go, go.
It's okay.
Okay. So there was a question in the Facebook group, and let me see if I can find it here. And when I read it, you'll understand why I'm asking you to see if you'd like to answer it. So Shirley said, what should we do when we are not enjoying the food we are eating? It looks okay, but when we take a bite, it's really ordinary, and we are really not enjoying it, and our vibration has turned from excitement to it's disgusting and tasteless. This happens sometimes when my husband cooks. And I don't know if you're interested in answering that.
Yeah, I can share my experience with that. So when Rhonda and I met, that was part of my frustration. My husband is a cook for a living. And so in our relationship, he's been doing a lot of the meal prep, planning, and cooking in our family for as long as we've been married. And I know that I'm supposed to be grateful for that. And I know that it's supposed to be, a gift from God that a woman has a man who does all of that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't satisfying. And I was not looking forward to the meals that we were eating. as soon as I would start eating, I was thinking about what could I eat next that's better than what's in front of me right now. And so that was part of my path when I was working with Rhonda, was to start planning my own meals. And he didn't get offended. He makes way too much food, but that's okay. We eventually eat it or put it outside in the yard for the birds. But I was much happier when I started to put some thought into what did I want, and then got those foods in the house and, either supplemented what he made or made my own thing, so that it was something I could be excited about and something that I could eat. And that wasn't a big deal for us. So I hope it's not a big deal for Shirley either. But if it is, I don't know.
Well, no, that's perfect. And it's not like you're saying he was a bad cook or anything. It's just that everyone's different, and you were beginning to honor your own desires and what you wanted to eat.
Yep.
Honoring your own body, really,
Yep.
which was the beauty of it. And then able to wait for the inspiration to come in and then give you like some nudges as to what to do, what you could do about it. But it was totally, like, as I remember, an inspirational guided thing, and it went smoothly with him. And then you were able to, just like, oh wow, I can actually eat things that I enjoy.
I like how you pointed that out, because it was a really smooth transition. There was no arguments, no fighting, nothing. It just happened, and now we're both still doing fine. And there are days when I don't have time to do anything, so I eat what's in the refrigerator, what he's made. And through you, this group, I've learned how to talk myself through that too, especially if I'm eating something that I wouldn't have made for myself. But that's okay too, because I plan for the future, and for the next few meals, I'll be ready and do that for myself.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for popping in, Cheryl. I really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, see you next week. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah. So, Anne-Marie, did you have a comment or question or no? Okay. Anyone else have a comment or question? Just like, if something comes up, go ahead and raise your hand. Yes, Anne-Marie.
I don't recognize right now I have shame about food. So can you talking about what is shame? What could be shameful about food? I'm aware about it's about overeating or eating exactly what I want. But I don't recognize in my own experience or history about food shame, so guilt or shame.
Yeah, well, I don't think you want to go searching for it if you don't really recognize it, I mean, that's wonderful. If you do not have that, I certainly don't want to, have you go looking for it and try to see, well, where is it? Where do I have, it's not like that at all. Like, great, kudos to you. That's wonderful. If you do not have that, if you do not experience that, just like say thank you, thank you, universe. I don't have that. I don't even think about that, because that is where, a lot of us, where I wanted to get to, and I got to that place, and many of us want to get to that place where we don't have that. So great. We want to get to that where you are. So awesome. Yeah. Never try and manufacture or search for a negative thing if it's not there. Abraham teaches us that everything that, is that you want to kind of look at or transform, that you want to feel into the feelings and transform that feeling, it bubbles to the surface. So we don't need to go digging for it or looking for it at all. So yeah, great.
Thank you.
Any insights does anybody have from the past sessions. Love to hear those. And I also wanted to comment again on the question that Shirley sent, that Cheryl so nicely answered, that what should we do when we're not enjoying the food we are eating? It looks okay. So basically, her husband is cooking. It happens sometimes, or she's not, sounds like she's not very excited about the food sometimes that's in front of her. And I think that is an opportunity to just become aware of that and start listening to your body and seeing what your body wants. Because celebrating your food is a very high vibration. So when you're eating, if you're experiencing the emotion of appreciation or celebration, excitement, you're eating this food and you're in a really good mood, you're in a high vibration, that food is going to be even more enjoyable and beneficial. So if someone's cooking for you, like Cheryl said, I mean, just follow your inner guidance and see what is there. It's all about following your inner guidance. And sometimes it may feel like, well, I don't have any guidance right now on this subject. For instance, if I was in that situation which I'm not, where someone was cooking for me a lot, and I wasn't always excited about what I was eating or the food, but I wasn't clear yet. I didn't have a nudge from my inner being, like, oh, maybe you can suggest to this person to, say it's your husband, maybe you could suggest that, well, I would really like, this once in a while, or I don't really like that too much. It's not one of my favorite things. But, again, waiting for that inspiration to come to you and that clarity. And you do that by, again, by being in the moment, by being present, by asking your inner guidance, your inner being for guidance. So again, I think that, eating while you're feeling good is a great way, a great vibration to be. And if you can listen to your body more, and then just see, I often put the question out there to my inner being. Like if I have a question, like, my husband's been cooking for me and I'm not really crazy about what he's making. What should I do about it, inner being? And then, just kind of like wait until the answer comes to you and you get some clarity. Just be in the question. Be in the question. There is another channeler I listen to called WIOLA. It's an acronym for We Are All One. And they often talk about the question, answer, dance. So we are either in the question or in the answer part. And when we're in the question, it means we have a question and we're wondering about something. We'd like to learn more, get an answer. But right now we're in the question. So this person, Shirley, could be in the question. Well, what do I do about this? And she can, as she's in that question, the answer will eventually flow to her, as she's tuned in. So the question, answer, dance, WIOLA calls it, which I love. And then when you get the answer, it's like, the insights come in and all of that. But then there's another question and another question and another question. Yes. Any next comment or question? Speaking of questions. Or just feedback, like how was your day yesterday? Like, did you notice anything different about, when you're having your meals? Were you practicing being present?
Yes.
Yes, Jamie.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. I just felt better after yesterday's session than I had in a couple of weeks. I don't know, the allergies and everything. I feel like my body is just sort of reacting to me trying to make changes. But and then I found when I felt better yesterday, then I made I don't know, better choices. You might say better choices in food. I really like how your book talks about the concept of different diets being appropriate for different people. Because back when I was doing intermittent fasting and keto and lost a lot of weight, well, then I thought everybody should be doing this, and I was promoting it, and then I kind of shot myself in the foot by talking about it a lot because that lowered my vibration, or trying to encourage friends and stuff to do it. But anyway, I digress. But I made healthier choices like vegetables or whatever last night, and I discovered they taste better than the junk I was eating to feed the emotions and the stress and everything this week. So anyway, yeah, I definitely had a higher vibration yesterday. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So it's interesting that you're saying that, the vegetables, whatever it is you prepared yesterday, tasted better than the other stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
And okay, yeah. And actually, also maybe it's because you were even more present to your food
Mm-hmm.
and in the moment.
That's true. That's another part of it. I was, thanking the universe for it and everything, and just enjoying. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. And you were naturally, would you say, guided to eat those vegetables?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they seemed more appealing when I was thinking about what do I want to have for dinner or whatever. Yeah, definitely guided it. It's when I'm in that right place, it's never like I'm forcing myself to do anything, or rarely anyway.
Yeah, it was easy.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
It was easy, and that's one of the things I love about this work, Abraham's teachings, is that they say that it's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
So if it's hard, like all that time, I don't know about you, but for me, where it was dieting and it was not easy. It was always hard. So this, and like what Cheryl was talking about, the ease with which she let herself progress over time, because she just didn't want another quick fix. She wanted something that was going to be sustainable and lasting. Yeah.
It does seem like running down to the little corner store and getting a pint of ice cream is easier than just sitting down, trying to get myself in a higher vibration, trying to, calm down. But it just doesn't work as well. Well, anyway.
Yeah. And then, but then to get to that place where, if you do go to the store and get that ice cream, and to be okay with that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
That's sort of like the next step is to, like, if you do go, when you do, or if you do, or maybe you never will again, but
it's okay. And I'll mention, I posted a quick comment on Facebook, but I definitely have experienced shame all my life. And I remember distinctly feeling when I first got sober, that was about 14 years ago now, but I didn't have the alcohol to cover that. And I remember feeling like I didn't deserve to eat. I mean, I would tell other people and they'd be like, what are you talking about? So I don't tell people that. But that's how I felt for a long time. And the secret, the law of attractions. Oh, well, I started reading Emmett Fox, and you mentioned Emmett Fox in your book. He's very one of the founding spiritual founders of AA. But when I decided that, oh, okay, I have like source and spirit in me, then maybe I have some value. So I've been working on that, you know.
Yeah. So
Spirit. Mm-hmm.
you're saying that you, after you got sober, you felt like you did deserve to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds kind of crazy saying it, but yeah, that's how I felt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, there's no, there's no judgment here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just wanting to understand. And then now, obviously, you started eating, and now getting to this place where
I would eat, but I would just always feel constant shame, yeah, and then eat bad stuff to try to cover that. But once I remember reading in that book, The Secret, this is before I discovered Abraham, which has been wonderful, about how we have this presence within us and source within us. Then I envisioned this sort of light inside. And it's like, okay, I can wrap my brain around that I have value and purpose or whatever, I deserve to be here taking up space. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And I want to suggest that I heard you say, you were eating bad stuff. So yeah, I know you are aware of this concept that there are no good or bad foods. And it is a process to begin to change those beliefs.
It's a big shift.
It's a
huge
big shift
Mm-hmm.
but we talk about creating a new story in step 3 of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that come out of our mouths, the things that we say, are clues to the stories that we're telling. And I am so tuned into like hearing that because, I help people with changing their stories and transforming the story. So yeah, just noticing the things that we're saying, like I was eating the bad stuff. So just noticing like that, and just that's what's great about the group is, as you can see, this is a process. This is something that we get better and better at. And when you're in a community, you continue to support each other and cheer each other on, and then just notice and have these conversations like we're having right now. And it's like, okay, so I was eating the bad stuff and just like realizing, oh, okay, maybe that's something I say a lot. So that's obviously a belief I have that this is the good stuff and this is the bad stuff. And that's not a belief. If you don't feel like you want to take that on, that you don't believe that, that's fine. But if you do believe that, if you want to believe that, if you want to transform your beliefs, then noticing what that's the bad stuff and this is the good stuff. Well, what if, it's all good stuff? And even the emotions. What if there are no good emotions and bad emotions? There's just emotions.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. There are just emotions. And we feel better when we're on the higher end of the scale. And then we attract more things that we want, that we actually want, when we're on the higher end of the scale, of the emotional scale, to feeling better. So, yeah, it's still a transformation for me. Like, ooh, I feel really proud of myself when I had vegetables, and for I still, and then like if I have something else, like the whipped cream, and then it's like, ooh, and then it's like the soothing and saying, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Like you said, it's okay, it's okay. And then, just, and again, the beliefs are so important because the path of least resistance really, that Abraham talks about, is like working with your beliefs. So it's okay to have a belief that if I do this, I'll get this this result, so I'm going to do more of that because I feel good when I do more of that. I feel good when I drink a lot more water. I feel good. I can release pounds easy when I do this. And then if you line up your energy with that, it's often the path of least resistance, because that's a belief that you have. Like I often say, I have these beliefs about, exercise and all of that, and eating a certain way. And for me, the path of least resistance is to work with those beliefs. But I can also transform those beliefs if I choose to. But which do I want to do? What's the path of least resistance? So I've chosen, for me, to be in alignment with this particular belief, and because it feels good to me when I move my body, I see results. So I have a belief. Other people might have a belief that I don't need to do anything to release pounds. I don't need to change my diet. I can eat junk food. I interviewed a woman. She eats junk food most of the time, and she's healthy, and she released all these pounds, and she did it purely with her energy and her thoughts and her emotions. More power to you. Wonderful, but comparing myself to her doesn't work, doesn't help. For me and many, many people, the path of least resistance is working with your beliefs. Yeah,
that's what worked when I did take off some pounds last year. And that was when I was like, oh, I've hit upon this great combination to lose weight. And then I was trying to tell everybody else, this is what you should do. So I'm really getting that it's about what you believe, what works for you. And each of us are different.
yeah,
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's so wonderful that you got to the other side of that and realized I don't need to enroll anyone into this way of eating or living.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's growth, and that's progress.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first found out about Abraham, and I wanted everyone to know. I want to give some time to, let's see. I love talking to Jamie. Jamie, you and I can just keep talking, but yeah, let's do that. And I want to see if anyone else has comment or a question. I'm going to look on Facebook and see if there's any comments or questions. You can type a question there if you want. Let's see. Yeah, just comments. Diane is just saying, just saw that I won yesterday. She won the autographed book. Okay, yeah. Any other comments or questions? Jamie and I can keep talking. That's not a problem. And Stephen, do you want to bring in the bowl with the names in it?
I will mention that there's been a couple of times since I discovered Abraham over the past couple of years where I would be in a really high vibration. And when I was doing a lot of meditation, and a couple of times I would do a meditation about, talking to my body and telling it, you don't need to hang on to all this extra energy. It's okay. You can let it go. And twice now, I would wake up the next day and have lost 5 pounds. Crazy. I don't know. I want to ascribe it to anything else, but it seems like that was really the only thing, is I just believed it. So I do believe that you can eat whatever you want and still be healthy. But I know that my own belief about like the low carb and all that kind of stuff, it's just sort of the path of least resistance for me. So I do try to follow that.
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely believe that, and I've seen it time and time again,
Mm.
time and time again. And like I said, Jill Hofer, who is the on the podcast, she talks about, she clearly has her beliefs, right, about what works for her, food wise and water wise and everything. So it really is an individual thing. And I think it was heard Abraham say the other day that, or maybe it was Sarah Landon it was Sarah Landon, that humans, she calls us humans, can get to the place where you don't even need to eat anything. You can evolve to that. You could evolve to that state where you don't even need to eat. But most humans, are not going to do that, or that's not for them. That's not happening. But it is definitely there. Okay, so anything is possible. You could eat a certain way that is contrary to the society, and have this body that you want, or whatever it is. And I always talk about the step 3 in the book, which is create your new story and work with your beliefs, because that is, it just works. If you work with your beliefs. And I have transformed my beliefs too, especially with the Evoke method. I have transformed lots of beliefs, not even about food. I mean, I'm talking about all kinds of stuff that, with one session, I've been able to transform a belief that I've had all my life. Like I said, was last week, I had a session, and it was about, and I realized that it was about jealousy, and I realized that I was operating from this belief that I didn't even know, that I have to fight for everything I want. I didn't even know that I was operating from that belief. And then I was able, in that one session, to transform that belief. Because, I mean, theoretically, I know that's not true. I know I don't have to fight for it. I know that's not how it works. How it works is allowing and being in alignment. That's how you create the life that you want, is through alignment and allowing, not through fighting for everything you want. I mean, I know that's not true, but yet I oftentimes was operating from that, and that's where the jealousy was coming, like jealousy of other people that are doing, maybe, like peers or colleagues or stuff like that. So that was coming from this place of this belief. So yes, transforming that belief was hugely impactful for me. I didn't want to keep that belief. No, no way do I want to keep that belief. But the belief but I feel into it. The belief I have that, that certain exercises, certain, just getting out in fresh air, hiking, and certain beliefs I have about food, those beliefs, I kind of like them. They don't really bother me. It's not like I have this burning desire to transform this belief into, I can eat all the junk food I want and, be the fittest I've ever been in my life. I don't really have an interest in that. So that's okay. It's like, whatever. So yeah, Tahira, I think Abraham even mentioned that humans can subsist on nothing. Yes. But what's the enjoyment in that? Tahira says, food holds so much joy and satisfaction. Exactly. I remember speaking with a friend, student and friend, Susan. She'll be on tomorrow, I believe. And we were sharing I think it was before I started the podcast, so it was probably on the YouTube channel, and we were saying, you know, alcoholics or drug addicts, they, you know, you can put the alcohol away, you can put the drugs away. I'm not saying it's easier than food. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you can put those away, but you need to eat, right? You need to eat every day. And then we're like, yeah, you need to be like, you know, faced with that every day. And then we got to, well, we get to eat every day. I mean, we get to have that pleasure. If that's something you enjoy. I mean, most humans enjoy that. And I don't have any shame anymore about that. Before, I had so much shame, right? About that because, oh, of course she likes to eat, you know. But now it's like I unapologetically enjoy these things in life, enjoy these pleasures in life, including eating and food. Yeah. Good conversation. Thank you guys for being here and having this conversation with me. So I have the bowl here, and we have 2 door prizes today. Let's see. The first one is the online course. It's based on the book, Love Your Body, Love Your Life online course. So if you already have it, we will figure something else out. Okay, here it is. Karen Wells, you have won the online course. Congratulations. And next is another autographed book. There we go. Let's see here. It is Tahira. Yay! Welcome. Congratulations, Tahira.
Yay!
Yay! Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so tomorrow we will meet at the same place, same time. We will have, Susan will be here. And I just wanted to end and say that if you're interested in joining us for next week for the program, it's at deliciousalignment.com/I-love-me. And we have some spots left for those who join to get the complimentary coaching sessions with me where we use the Evoke method. I'm going to post some Evoke method sessions on in the Facebook group so you can see those and some testimonials. I did post a testimonial from Renee, who actually helped her with her dog fear. But predominantly I help people with all kinds of things, but mostly, you know, people come because they're interested in improving their relationship with food and their body. So there are some spots left for that bonus of 2 free sessions and with me. So really good stuff. And that's a $300 value, that bonus. Tomorrow is appreciating your current body. That's the topic. So thank you guys for being here. Anne-Marie, Jamie, really appreciate you. Yes, you're welcome to here, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Well, whoever shows up, it's fine, but it'll be perfect. Thank you. Okay, have a great day.